Hi, this is your girl Annette, Miss Delaware Classic Universe 2023 with the Hi, this is your girl Annette, Miss Delaware Classic Universe 2023 with the 2024 Wear Your Crown Empowerment Speaker Series. Now, the intent of the series is to inspire women and girls into purpose by hearing the stories about phenomenal women and queens, what they do, why they do it, why it's important, and how you can support them is what we're doing to inspire other women and girls. So the hope is that they see it, they hear it, and they're like, oh, we do that. I can do that. There's a way I can connect to women to learn or to figure out how to do this. Oh, yes. So today we have a renowned ghostwriter, artist, like producer, like so much. I'm not even going to tell you. Let her tell you. How you doing, Carla?
Thank you so much for having me. This is such an honor to be on your show. I appreciate you for including me in this segment.
I'm super excited to have you. Oh, I'm super excited to have you. So I'm gonna let you talk about yourself for a little bit, and then we won't come back.
Okay. So my name is Carla DuPont, and as she said, I am a ghostwriter. But I'm also a writer for myself. I write romance novels for clients. I write whatever it is they want me to write. I'm able to help clients take their books from a thought in their head to a book in their hand. That is what I do. I also publish. So for clients who have written books and they don't know where to go, how to begin to get it in the hands of their fans and supporters, I also am able to publish those books for them. And it is a way to help people, one, entertain if they're writing things like I am, which is romance, poetry, fantasy, they're able to entertain. Two, they're able to educate, which is a lot of my clients are business owners, are coaches, they're in real estate, they're in motivation, self-help, they are educators, they are public speakers. They want to educate people about what it is they do, what their industries are, telling people how they can make more money in their own businesses, but then also inspiring. I have a number of clients who just say, hey, I want to inspire somebody to be a better version of themselves. And I am able to equip them with the tools to do that through written word. So at this point, my children and I have just celebrated my 200th book published.
I just saw
That
your
is my
TikTok
son.
like just before we started.
Yes, he is a hoot, but he's 16, my daughter is 9, and myself, we started a line of educational children's books called About Black Culture. So our 5th book in the About Black Culture series was my 200th book published. So it was a monumental moment for me, for all of us. You know, we celebrated as a family, but it means a lot to me as a writer and publisher to be able to help people make their dreams come true. A lot of people want to write books, and I'm here for it.
Look, I was super excited. Now I don't have the Yaya girls yet, but I did mess around and get. Oh, is my thing moving slow? Yeah. I was like, oh my God, look, y'all.
That's our
Look.
About Black Culture
Yes,
series.
I was like, oh my. Now I heard you talking about it on the TikTok, on the TikTok, right? And I was, I was like, hold up, what she got for Black History? Mind you, I am not teaching early childhood anymore. I'm not teaching kids anymore. But this is good for everyone. Like there are people, some that I shamefully didn't know about either, but like absolutely positively love, like that you can find people, artists that you know about, some that you didn't know about.
Right.
So she is the real deal. If you have kids that are talented, if you have individuals that are talented, if you have a story on your heart and you've been thinking about it, you want to connect to Miss DuPont. I'm telling you, she will have you up and running. She just said this was her 200th book. She is not to be trifled with. Now, what got you started with the writing and the books?
Well, I've always wanted to write, telling my age. My mom has phonics paper of me at 4 years old, writing like one sentence stories. I was trying to tell a story, taking up the whole page. But I just have always been really creative. And I thought, well, I wonder if I can write a book. I wonder if I can tell it a complete story. So my first book was 400 pages. I printed it on, like LaserJet.
Well,
It took 3 hours for my first book to print. 3 hours. I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna run out and die. But I just have always been creative. I lost a lot of classmates growing up, so poetry was a way for me to express myself and kind of heal from the sorrow, just going through the motions of being 14. Well, I lost my first friend at 11. So 11 through 16, when I lost my then boyfriend, just needing an outlet to express myself. And I did it through poetry, got to college and wrote a book. And when I published, I got caught up in the the economy, the shutdown or whatever, 2008, 2009. So I was like, okay, if it's now or never, I have to do this. But I didn't want to write just one book and people love it, and then I don't have anything else. So I published 3 books at the same time. And I thought, wow, okay, I really can do this. Then somebody saw it and was like, hey, I need you to help me write my book. Hey, I need you to help me write my book. I'm like, hold on, hold on, hold on. Well, I can edit the book for you. So I edited the book, and then they were like, okay, what's the next step? I'm like, well, now you need a cover. Oh, well, do you have a cover? Who did your covers? So I sent them to my cover guy. And my cover guy would call and say, hey, your client XYZ. And then the client would be like, let me tell you about the covers they did for me. Which one should I pick? And then so I found that I was still hand holding clients through the process, but it was cumbersome. It was hard to do because I'm getting third party information over here, third party information, having to stop what I'm doing to help people. So finally, I just packaged it and said, you come to me, one-stop shop. I'll do everything from writing the book to publishing the book and everything in between. So that's how I got to 200.
That is awesome. So there were a couple of things. First, I felt like you turned a trauma into, or something that was painful, into like a talent. Like you use your art or your creativity to kind of vent, to kind of heal.
Mhm.
So for people who are like, I can't because, like, that because could be your propeller
Absolutely.
into writing, into creating, or into your craft. So don't limit yourself
Absolutely.
or box yourself up at all, because I feel like God takes us through something so that we can produce or create, because people were coming to you and you were doing or giving them the information, right?
Mhm.
Like, I feel like
Mhm.
we do with our talents. We're like, oh, it's just this, it's just that. It's not a just anything.
It's not a just. And you
Everything
should
you do, someone else either wants
really,
to do.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I don't know why this is moving so slow. I feel like I'm like lagged just behind. Okay, it looks like I've caught up now. But everything you do has worthiness. Like, there's
Mhm.
someone, I was talking to a housewife who was like, I don't do nothing. Like, you want to interview me for what? Do you know how many jobs you actually have? You probably have more jobs than people who have paid positions, because you're managing a
Mhm.
household, you're time managing your kids. They have different events
Mhm.
and activities that you're getting them to in a timely manner, or you've already set up a ride for them while you want to do
Mhm.
something, and you still manage to have dinner by the time your husband get home.
Right.
Girl,
You
there
talking
are single people
laundry,
who
making
aren't making that.
appointments, you're choreographing schedules, doing laundry. That's household chores. You are, if she has multiple kids, she's solving their issues and problems. She's making sure they're doing homework. Are they doing projects, the tests and quizzes? Yeah, they have extracurriculars. So we're talking practices and games. That one year for Mother's Day, I made a resume. So this is back now. I just do books. I don't do anything else. But before, because the other stuff, I'm like, girl, I'm not opening my computer for this little $200. I'm not gonna do it. But when I used to do resumes, and blogs. I did, this was probably, oh gosh, this had to have been, let me see. When did I go through my divorce? So this had to be 2017, 2018. For Mother's Day, I posted a resume of me as a mom. It took up the whole page, but it wasn't like breaking up my kids' fights. It was like mediating constituents, disagreements. So I was,
Yes, all of that. Look, and
yes.
she was seriously like, mind you, I think when we did our interview, I think she was even at the laundromat because she was like, I have to get my laundry done because I have to then go. And I was like, this is a skill that people are
Mm-hmm.
struggling with. Like
Mm-hmm.
there are women who, and I'm not saying that they're horrible parents or they're not doing the right thing, but managing your time or balancing or making things work and respecting that whole process because it's not easy. It's not simple
Mm-mm.
and it's not just anything. So what you do
Right.
definitely has value from where you are, the level that you are, it has value.
Right.
So
And I try to encourage people that, because when they find out, I like at my daughter's school, we have a very strong parent community. We volunteer. It's mandatory that we volunteer 40 hours. Most of us get about 100 hours, and then some of us will get like 200 or 300. But when we're sitting around talking, and they find out that I'm a writer, a ghostwriter, a publisher, and they're like, "Oh, that's so awesome! I wish I could write." And I'm like, "Okay, well, what do you do?" "Well, I'm just," and I said, you can't diminish it.
yes.
You can, whatever your talent is, whatever your job is, somebody wishes they could do that. I
Yes.
just happen to be a creative, but I can't dress. You are a stylist, and I'm looking at you like, oh my gosh, I wish I could style myself. And I cannot. I go and say, I need that outfit on the mannequin right there. Girl cannot put an outfit together to save my life. But I think we as people, especially women, because we usually wear labels instead of being people. We're a daughter, we're a mom, we're an auntie, we're a sister, instead of we are a creative, we are free,
Mhm.
we are a hairstylist. Like, we just wear what we are to other people. But I try to tell people, don't limit yourself by saying just. Say what you are and
Mhm.
own it. Walk in that. It's powerful. Whatever you have, whatever talents and skills you have, somebody else wants. So you have to own who you are.
That is so true. And I've been meeting, I feel like more and more women like that you meet that you can see their talent or you know what their talent is. And it's like, oh, you
Hmm.
are so good at this. And it's like, oh, I've been doing that for years. I just do it.
Right.
Exactly. You just do it.
They
I
try
can't
to diminish
crochet a
themselves.
dress. I cannot crochet a hat. I can't crochet a bib or even a pot
Girl,
holder.
I can't even make a loop. What are we saying?
That part. So I'm like, don't diminish the
Hmm.
talent, the skills, the abilities that you have, because there are other people that you know that don't have it. Or who
Right.
utilize the skills that you do have that you don't actually monetize because you're too busy diminishing it because you're like, it's just this. So this year in 2024, I am trying to encourage myself and others to monetize. Like, you've been volunteering or being voluntold to do so many things. And then when you stop, they start paying other people to do what you've been doing for free.
That part. That part. And that the whole idea of packaging wasn't even my idea. It came from my photographer, because I had sent a client his way, and he's like, "Carla, I'm calling you, they're calling you, you're still doing the work. You might as well get paid." And I was like, "Nah, I don't want to do that. I'm just helping out. Oh, it's okay, it's okay." And then I thought about it, and I said, you know what? He's right. Why wouldn't I? They would pay somebody else to do what I'm doing.
Yes.
Why not? I'm
Yes.
not doing, I won't say I'm not doing anything for free, but I'm not doing anything for free. Like, my years of experience, heartache, expertise, life lessons, you have to pay for that. Case in point, this lady came to me about, this is what, April, So she came to me about 2 months ago. She was referred by one of my followers on Instagram. She had worked with another publisher. She wasn't happy with the book. She pulled it down from Amazon and she needed help. So when I asked her what the problem was, she told me, I said, oh my goodness, that is such a quick fix. I said, when we got on the call, I said, I'm booked until June, but let me just figure out what it is. When she told me what the problem is, I was getting my nails done. I said, baby, that problem is so simple. When I get home, I'll do it. I'll upload it. Your book will be live tomorrow. She's like, what? It can't be that simple because the other publisher, baby, hold on. I'm 200 books in. I said, it's an easy fix. Send me your file. I will fix it and upload it. It took me 2 hours to do with her other publisher hadn't done in months and months and months. But you have to pay for that because I didn't learn it overnight. You know, it took a lot of effort and time. So what we give freely to other people, they're willing to pay somebody else to do. So, like you said, let's monetize this thing.
That is so, I actually need to put that around. That needs to be part of my mantra in the morning. But I agree,
Yeah.
like it's not, you're not doing for free, but you're not doing for free. And then especially when they turn around and pay someone, which is like you devalue the work that I put into, but you value someone else who doesn't even appreciate or know your organization like I know it, but you're going to
and will
pay
probably charge more than you would have charged.
And have, which is why I'm like, you know, we're adding a price to this. But that is awesome. So in addition to you publishing, editing, ghostwriting, how that has oh my gosh, come full circle, because in addition to you doing all of that, you are still making time to be this amazing creator on TikTok. Like I absolutely love, and it's not easy. Like you make it look easy. Like, okay, I just did this in one take. No, I know it does not take one take because I only do one take, and I be looking like I probably shouldn't upload. Yeah, we're not going to change it. But I know that it takes time to do those layers, to do those different pieces. Like, and most of it is still promoting not only you, but your books and your kids and the people that you support. So how do you make time for all of this?
Because I am a mom of superstar children, this is where the choreographing schedules comes in. So when I'm scrolling on TikTok, for me, that's research. Yes, I'm entertained, but it's research. When I see a TikTok that I like, I'm like, okay, how can I make this about writing or publishing? I text it to myself, and then I make a message and say, this will be about the different types of writers, or this will be about a new client getting their print proof. So when I sit down to batch my content, I just go to my own text thread, scroll, open the TikTok, do whatever it was I put in the chat that I'm going to do, save it to my drafts. So I am very intentional about when I do have time, taking the time to do it. So I do it around when I get now my hair is braided. I'm growing my hair out. But when I would get my hair done, I'm like, okay, I'm getting my hair done Tuesday at 11. I should be done by 12. I'm sorry, I'll be done by 2, get home, and I'll film TikToks for 2 hours. So whatever I can get done in that 2 hours, I get done, put it in drafts, and it's usually 7 to 10 in that 2 hours. And that's enough for 2 weeks. So I don't have to come back if I don't want to. But I think with the content piece, people overthink it, thinking they have to plan it out. And you do, but if you do it as you go, number one, it's not as hard. But 2, your life is content.
Yeah.
You don't have to make content. Your life is content. My son and I were in the airport this weekend. He's like, Ma, let's do a TikTok. Okay. So he showed me the TikTok he wanted to do. We did our little dance around the luggage carousel. Boop, upload. When we were at the gate waiting on I thought I could do a talking TikTok, but it was so loud around me I couldn't. So I thought, okay, well, what can I do that's not a talking TikTok? Oh, wait, let me go to my text thread. So I found 2 other TikToks that were not talking TikToks. I'm just like mouthing the words of the song. made 2 of those, saved the drafts. So just sitting waiting on the plane, I did three TikToks in like 5 minutes.
And that's a huge part of marketing as well, right?
Absolutely. All of my if I do 20 TikToks, 2 of them will be about just BS. The other 18 are making fun of the writing process, making fun of writer's block, giving people tips about writer's block, giving them tips on writing and publishing. Sometimes I'll flip through a book, make it a green screen, and then talk about the book behind me. And then I've also started to wisen up about my clients. I usually have anywhere from 5 to 10 projects at a time that me and my team are working on. And I get so caught up in okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? With each client is at a different, part in their process,
Right.
that I don't celebrate them. So in the last 3 or 4 months, I've told my clients, when you get your print proof, which is a sample print of the book before it's live, take a video of you opening it. Once the book is live, I'll post that. And then a few days later, I do my own review of the book. So now my videos where I'm celebrating my clients are also social proof of what I can do. Because me
Right.
telling you, I published 200 books, like, girl, anybody can say that. Yeah, but when you scroll and you see these random strangers on my page, now
Yes.
you're like, oh, wait a minute, she really is publishing these people. So yes, I'm promoting myself and promoting my clients.
Okay, so how do we, if we're interested in writing or connecting with you, how do we do that?
My handle is at Write with Carla. That's WRITE. Write with Carla on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and it's just Carla DuPont on Facebook.
Okay. Now, hold on, did this come up? So,
It says you're starting screen sharing. I don't know what just happened.
oh, there we go. This is you. Can you see my screen?
I see you, but I don't.
Can you see?
Oh yes, that's me. Yes, that's
Oh, oh my gosh! I'm like, what is happening to my screen? Usually it just pops up, but everything like disappeared for a second. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, so my website is carladupont.com. And for readers, obviously, that's where I have my romance novels. And then for writers, that's where I talk about my writing classes. I have ebooks that teach people how to write a book in 30 days. It teaches people how to outline their books, how to write a children's book, how to write a memoir. And then I have a self-publishing tab, which tells about all of the services I offer, from ghostwriting to editing to publishing, the whole nine.
Okay, now I was trying to be really fancy and have your Facebook, your Instagram, and your YouTube up, but as you can see across the top, they're all still thinking. So if you go to her page, if you scroll down to the bottom, she has her links here. So make
Yes.
sure you go, even if you're thinking about it. Just go and peruse the page. Now, her TikTok link isn't down here, but you should definitely go and check that out. She is hilarious. She is well-spoken. She has some amazingly entertaining content. It will have you in stitches. And get some popcorn or some drinks, because it's going to take you a minute. You're going to go down the rabbit hole watching her, because it is hilarious. But she has a Facebook. She has an Instagram, and she has a YouTube. Make sure you go, like, share, and follow. And you might as well start on her page, carladupont.com.
Thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate you.
Girl, I could not. I'm like, oh my god, she is just and I was like, you know what? Let me invite her. And I was trying to get your daughter on as well. I was like, but we can do a separate one if she has time, because the kids should definitely know about the Yaya girls. And for moms who have little girls who are trying to write or putting stuff together and they don't know what to do with it. They're like, she's writing or she's sharing or making up all these stories, and I don't know what to do with that. Go to Carla.
I mean, even me being an author, though, when my daughter started, she's always been creative. So I have a video of her at like 2 years old. We were I was sitting by the Christmas tree. She came and sat in my lap and she said, "Mom, let's make up a story. And I said, okay. And she said, it's called The Scary Toilet. I was like, hold on, let me get my phone. So I set the phone up. I was like, okay, let's do that whole thing again. So she's like, the scary toilet makes sounds and they're so scary, but they aren't scary because it's just the toilet. So it's this little 2-year-old, and she tells me this story is like 3 minutes long. Fast forward, she's like 5 and she says, Mom, I want to write a book. And I was like, girl, okay, whatever. Because at this point, she's old enough to recognize what I'm doing. I get books in the mail because I'm getting the print proofs for clients. And she said, I really want to write a book. I said, okay. So she went to when I brainstorm with a clipboard, printer paper, and like multicolored pens. So she grabbed my clipboard, put some printer paper on it, and grabbed a marker. And she's like, okay, are you ready? I said, mm-hmm. So I'm on my computer just working, and she started talking. I said, wait a minute. That actually makes sense. Hold on. So I recorded her. I did a voice memo on my phone because when I ghostwrite for clients, I record them talking and then I go write it later. So I listened to her talk. She told me the story. I typed it up, sent it to the illustrator, and it took him about 3 or 4 months because the book is like 100 pages. It's a chapter children's book. So each page has illustrations, and I surprised her with it. When he sent it back, I printed it out and I was like, do you want to see something? And she said, yeah. And I pulled the book out. The girl dang on near cried. She was over the moon. So now at 9, she has her 4th chapter children's book is coming out this month. And then we did the 5 about Black culture. So at 9 years old, she has 9 titles to her name.
Yo, that is awesome. That is super awesome. Even her, I don't know that I saw the beginning part. I think I saw her doing the Yaya dance about the book, maybe on the TikTok.
A lot of people missed the beginning. It was real easy to miss that.
Hold up. She didn't even know it was 5. So a chapter book, she started at 5, and I'm just, I thank God for you. Thank God for you, because there are moms who don't listen. Like, they hear their kids, but they're not listening to their kids about something that's on their hearts or whatever. That could be that talent coming out. Like, bless you for hearing her, for listening to her and receiving what she had and actually going through the steps and having her see the value in sharing with her mom and seeing the product at the end of it. That is awesome. Oh.
Yeah, I started that with my son is 6 years older, but wanting him to always feel seen and heard. And he would talk to me and I'd be on my computer. I'm always on a computer. I live on a computer. But one day he said, Mom, I really need to talk to you. Can you take a minute? And I was like, oh, okay. All right. So I put the computer down and we had a talk. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but he was probably 9 or 10 at the time. And when he did that, I realized we're at a point where he needs acknowledgement. And if he doesn't get it from his mom, where else is he going to get it from? The world is not going to listen to him. The world is not going to care about him. He'll have friends who'll be friends today, enemies tomorrow. So I always wanted I wanted to be a safe space for my son. And then by the time Queen came along, it was like, well, hey, here, I'm your mama too. Let's talk about it. So when they say, Mom, if it's not a simple, frivolous conversation, I stop what I'm doing. I'll pause the TV, get off the computer, get off my phone. And I'm like, okay, what is it? Because I want them to know they're seen and heard. So anything they want to do that is not going to hurt them, we're going to do it. From Googling, YouTubing tie-dye videos so we can make tie-dye shirts, to making ice cream cakes and Alfredo from scratch. Whatever it is they want to do, we're going to do to give them the experiences and make them feel seen and heard.
That is awesome. And I absolutely love that plug for the kids and making sure that they're seen and heard and supported, especially in this era or in this day and age. Like the kids definitely
Yeah.
need that. Well,
It's
I
hard.
look, this I'm excited. Mind you, I have not written in my books yet. They were supposed
Well,
to be
you know
gifts
what
for
to
this.
do when you're ready.
And yeah, I probably need to be hitting you up about a story, but I don't even know which way the story is going to go or which one needs to be told. But I heard you just say chapter books. So maybe it'll be like a chapter book of stuff that I do remember. The good thing is I have a diary from some parts. So some parts I could like pull from, like really remember, because me remembering or recalling events and activities, girl, they don't line up. They don't line up at all.
Well, let's just make it up. It doesn't have to be a true story. It can be fiction. And fiction is more exciting because you can make anything happen.
I like that. I like fiction.
Yeah.
They do say, oh, but they say truth is stranger than fiction. But it doesn't really matter because I could label it as fiction
That's what I was just about to say.
and it still
That
be
is-
truth. See, you look, if you're right, and I'm telling you,
My
look, you working
sergeant
this out already. Make sure you hit up
already.
CarlaDuPont.com. All your resources are there. And she is ready and waiting for you. And I know y'all felt that spirit, like that energy, right? She actually like, because you work with some people who don't really like what they do it because they have to or because they need to, but you love what you do. And you can clearly see that
100%.
in your social media, on your social media pages. So thank you so much for taking time for the 2024 Wear Your Crown Empowerment Speaker Series. Is there anything you want to leave with us before we sign off?
Well, first, I'd like to thank you again for having me. This has been a pleasure. This has been a beautiful cherry on a horrible day, Lord Jesus. But I will say, if there is something you want to do, do it. Life is not promised to any of us, and hopefully we will live long, healthy lives, and the time is going to pass anyway. I'd rather look back in 5 years and say I tried and failed than to look back in 5 years and say, dang, what if? So if there's something you want to do, if there's somewhere you want to go, if there's a business you want to start, you want to go back to school, you want to plant a garden, you want to redecorate your room, do it. It will enrich your life. I promise you, it will enrich your life. And when you accomplish the goal you think you can't accomplish, it's going to fulfill your heart, fulfill your spirit, and fulfill your mind.
Make sure you check out CarlaDuPont.com. Her information is below. Thank you.
Thank you.